You guys, we're back. Sean and Javon, all 52 podcasts, midday special. But a lot of stuff's been going on in the NBA, some baseball, a couple baseball things, actually, a few baseball things. Javon, what's good, man?
Uh, just out here living. 2 days and 30 minutes until college football 27 is out, and I dedicate just such an irrational amount of time to that game. That game's had me hooked on Dynasty for the last 2 years, and now they've added NIL and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's going to be very unhealthy for me this summer. I'll be honest with
Who's your team? Who was your team last year? Because I know it might switch this year.
you. Oof. Oh boy. All right. So last year I had one where I started off at Maryland, then I left for Florida State, then I left Florida State for Ohio State. Man, so let me tell you what happened. I went to national championship with Maryland. Went to Florida State, won one. Went to Ohio State because Ryan Day left for an NFL job, and he left the best roster in the country. So I
Yep.
went over there. I think I won either 2 or 3 chips, one of them. Then I was sick of Alabama being sorry, and they called my phone. So I was like, you know what? I'll go try to revamp them. Then I ended that dynasty. Then I did a Virginia Tech one where it took me until either year 3 or year 4 to win the chip. So now I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to use for my first one come Thursday.
So that's how many chips? You the GOAT. You Nick Saban.
Don't even get me started on the first year. The first year, I started off with Temple, and then we did an online one, and I was Miami, and I went to like 2 national championships before I finally won one, the third one, and I had like the best defense college football has ever seen. I'm talking every defensive back of mine had a 99 speed. I mean, boy, they was flying around. I didn't have to blitz because my D line was just winning with 4. It was nasty, and I got sick of the ACC being so sorry. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Oklahoma and try to dominate the Big 12. And I went to 1 or 2 national championships with them. It was so yeah. No, like you can see, I spent an unhealthy amount of time.
Yeah.
On that dynasty mode, bro. It's addicting once you get into it.
Jeez, I didn't know. Maybe I'll get the college football game this year. I haven't played college football in a minute. Well, it just came back around a couple years ago. But I do play. Texas will be my team going in, but that's a whole another conversation.
You an arch man, that's just.
All right, let's get to basketball. We got college football we're coming. We got college football coming soon. All right, so LaMelo Ball, excuse me, Anthony. LaMelo Ball to Minnesota. Come on, I know. Yo, this midday schedule, man, got me on. That's LaMelo Ball is going to Minnesota to team up with Anthony Edwards and a new ramp team. And then the Hornets get draft picks, trade Miles Bridges, get Nas Reed. I'm confused, but you can go first and then I'll go after.
I like the name of that duo, LaMelo Anthony. You did
LaMelo Anthony, yeah. LaMelo Anthony,
yeah. So here's where I'm at with this. The calls number one for now Minnesota needs a power forward. McDaniels can't play the 4 in today's NBA, especially next to Rudy Gobert. And hold on, let's think about the West. To get out of the West, you're only worried about OKC in San Antonio right now, because Denver's just known for messing it up. Jaden Quaintance and Terrence Reed have to prove they can play. They even think about them being in the starting lineup next to Wemby down in San Antonio for you to say you need a power forward against them. It's number one. And I'm not going to go too far into that because we got the Spurs coming up later. Number 2, who's OKC's power forward?
Chet.
The string bean.
Yes.
The string bean. I've got no problem with Jaden McDaniels guarding Chet. And when they go small, it's Chet at the 5 with a 4-guard lineup. Minnesota's just fine with this starting lineup. They needed a point guard. They went and got one. Now, playoff LaMelo is what I'm concerned. Because, the play-in was too much for LaMelo. Now, I will say I'm encouraged by this though, Sean. Let's say this.
Go ahead. Keep going.
He played real dumb, right? But did you see him stop playing?
No. You have to
You know
live
what
with
I
the
mean?
mistakes. Yeah, you have to live with the
So
mistakes
I
with
was
him.
encouraged by that. He stayed in it, and he actually wound up making some big plays for Charlotte down the stretch. The problem is he just made so many goofy plays early on that it had to come down the stretch, and they ended up losing. But I was encouraged by his last 5 minutes of that game. Like he wasn't. It didn't scare him away from having the ball in his hands and still playing his game. But you got somebody like Ant's not going to get double teamed on the perimeter anymore. You got a primary ball handler, someone who can pass the ball and get everyone involved. I'm not a fan of Dosunmu with that much money at the small forward, but with LaMelo's height, that's a good 3-guard lineup. TJ Shannon will give him scoring off the bench. I do think they need another guard off the bench. Their front court depth got killed. So I don't know how much better they got, but I do think they made Ant somewhat happier by giving them a point guard. They'll be able to run. They'll be able to score. But this can't be it for Minnesota. The bench has to improve. And then for Charlotte, Sean, I think you said in the group chat, well, I got a couple things with them. I'm not a fan of taking the reins from LaMelo for Kobe White, number one.
No.
Number two, what made the Hornets, specifically Miller and Knipple have such a great year was the fact that LaMelo was setting the table for them.
Yes.
I like getting Nas Reed because they needed a power forward. I like getting rid of Miles Bridges. That woman beater don't need to even be in the NBA. And they went out and replaced him with two culture guys and Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal. Hey, Charlotte, like you said, Sean, they taking my word serious. You need some white boys on the team.
They got
Knipple, Grayson Allen, Liam McNeely. Hey, Charlotte, you're trying to turn it around, but I don't like this, especially after the season you just had.
And the center, and they got a couple Germans. That's a majority white team.
Oh yeah, Kalkbrenner's over there now. Yeah.
It's a majority white team. But keep going. I'm not.
But I'm not a fan of this from the Hornets side. I like this for Minnesota way more than I like it for Charlotte. After the season you had, and you again, LaMelo set the table for those guys, and you shipped them off. I wasn't a fan of it.
All right, so I did something because I was like, man, my boy Javon was like, yo, you upset about a bunch of draft picks. I remember you text that in the chat, right? So I was like, man, I went back
to pick swaps.
Pick swaps. Let me rephrase that. So I was like, let me go back to our group chat during the playing games with the Charlotte Hornets. And some of the messages that we read was on April 14th. And this is why I don't like to move for.
Oh, Minnesota. You got receipts.
I got receipts. I got receipts, man. I wish I could. I wish I could show. Look, I got receipts, yo. So this is why I want to back it up with like, hey, I'm not just talking crazy about LaMelo. This was our conversation during those two playing games.
Read the receipts.
Receipts. So on April 14th, Javon texts LaMelo crying emojis. I text, yeah, LaMelo ain't a winning player. Then Javon texts, I don't know which game it is. It's the Hornets will be fine. LaMelo, on the other hand, then Javon texts, LaMelo's game ain't suited for this stage. And then Javon texts, take LaMelo out for Kobe White in the last 5 minutes. I'm like,
for the last 5 minutes. Hey, I remember that. Yeah.
I said, watching LaMelo ball is really looking like he isn't playing serious 90% of the time. All right, so that was some of our messages during the play-in tournament. And so that was 3 months ago in April. Unless LaMelo has had a new, I don't know. If LaMelo, I just don't think he's a winning basketball player. I think he's exciting. I think he's a talent. But what I saw in that play-in tournament, I understand why Charlotte was like, yo, we can't have him be the cornerstone of our team. Because I don't think his game, you have to live with a lot of mistakes, but the risk reward with him is big time. And so for a team like Minnesota that 2 years in a row prior to this year, they win the conference finals. This year they lost to San Antonio. I don't think LaMelo is the guy. I think LaMelo is a good player. If I was going to do it, now I would have tried to got Ja Morant. I understand. You'd probably be like, but I at least seen Ja.
23% from 3 last season and
But-
want to be a YN, Ja Morant.
So you got to take LaMelo.
I can't pair John and Ambrose. LaMelo and Ant's enough. I can't pair John and I will say this. You brought up a good point on this one, mentioning the Spurs. And I've said OKC earlier for other reasons. Now that I'm thinking about this, though, when those defenses get a hold of LaMelo.
Come on. And that's exactly what I was thinking. You see what they did to Jalen Brunson in the first couple games of the NBA Finals? You see what they were doing to SGA, San Antonio? Come on, Javon. We got to be real. Like, I understand you for NBA TV, Adam Silver's just been hitting the luck of the draw. It's gonna be great TV, amazing TV. LeBron, we'll talk about in a few. Might go to say great TV. I get it, but for winning basketball, is LaMelo built for the physicality of the playoffs? And come on, Juwan. Yeah, I gotta be real. I was very surprised.
Yeah,
and I love LaMelo. Again, I think he's a good. You just need the NBA can market him more. He's gonna be on TV more. But is he a winning basketball player? Because what I saw in those play-in games was not winning basketball. And I get why Charlotte moved on from him. Because at the end of the day, is LaMelo going to be the guy who can lead you to a championship? He could shoot the three-pointer, but even some of those shots he was making against Miami, I was like, those are bad shots. Imagine against OKs. Because you remember, Minnesota's goal is to win a championship and keep Ian happy because he's going to be a free agent in 2029 in less than 3 years. It's that.
It's 2 teams on the clock. You got Ant that's got to be happy in Minnesota, but now you got Jokic saying,
of course,
he might not sign no extension this summer. So that's Minnesota and Denver on the clock, man.
And
they should. You have to believe the vultures are swarming around the NBA right now.
Absolutely, and they should be, because this is my last part about Minnesota. This is their last-ditch effort to appease Ant Edwards and build a team around him. What does this remind you of? What we just saw in Milwaukee, when you get rid of all your assets to appease your superstar, and at the end of the day, you know and I know that's not a chance. You don't got enough. You're not beating OKC. You're not beating San Antonio. Let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. So you're putting yourself in this bind that in 2 years, probably starting next summer, Ant's looking at you like, yo, we don't have enough. And you just mortgage. You don't have control of your first round picks in the next 5 years. And I understand you have some tradable pieces. That's the only thing about the trade. LaMelo will have some value. All those guys, Travis Shannon, Vanderbilt, they all have some value in the league. So you can recoup like kind of better than Milwaukee, because I think they have way better plays. So, but my point is, I don't want to jeopardize my future for this last ditch effort or LaMelo Ball. Man. I hope he proves me wrong. The talent's there, but that's not serious basketball. Remember why Minnesota didn't take him in the first place? Because he said he wanted to be the president of the United States in an interview. Like, come on, man. We got to be real. We got to be real with each other. It's not a good basketball decision. It's entertaining. But if I'm Ant, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking, especially with the building down here in ATL, his hometown. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. That's what I was saying. For Charlotte, I don't get what they're doing. You broke up 2 of the 5 guys. Remember, we did NBA stats. That was a prolific offense. That was a prolific team.
That lineup, that last half of the season.
Yeah,
hey, remember, that lineup got the Spurs up out of there.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. They did. They were beating some good teams.
That I will say that for the LaMelo Minnesota thing. Was it a regular season game late in the season? Sure. However, let's remember, it was a national TV game. San Antonio was fighting for the 1 seed, and Charlotte was fighting for its play-in life. And LaMelo showed he wasn't afraid of what San Antonio has over there. You know, San Antonio wound up getting an extra step better from then and now. But he won't be afraid. I'm not saying that's going to lead to him being efficient or smart or anything, but he won't be afraid. At least he got that going.
He won't be afraid, but it's the physicality.
And I do think that's half the battle. against San Antonio and OKC. It's, are your guards afraid of their defense or not?
Okay.
That's half the battle. Because when you look at, we're going to talk about the Lakers next. You look at Reeves and Luka, they pitch down their legs against those teams.
Okay. I'm not mad about that. That's a good statement. I'm not.
Brunson, although he played like doo-doo until game 5, he wasn't afraid of San Antonio.
No, he wasn't.
You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
OG Anunoby damn sure wasn't afraid. He was going in Wemby's chest. That's half the battle against both those teams. Do you have a roster that's afraid of those guys or not? And I think we know Ant's not afraid. And I think LaMelo isn't. I just don't know if that's going to mean too much in terms of his performance on the floor.
Yeah, it's a TBD. And again, Charlotte was going to be one of my teams that could have took a step this year. I don't get what they're doing, but they do have 7 first-round picks, including their own over the next. I think people value these first-round picks way too much because you might get for example, what did the Clippers? The Clippers gave up all those picks for Paul George. One turned into J-Dub. I'll give them credit for that. And then some of them might turn into who knows what these 2 kids become who they drafted this year. But besides J-Dub, was any of those picks life-changing picks? Like, I don't know. And so that's my thing. You traded these 2 guys. I'm okay with
the Paul George trade. Ended up being Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, Jalen Williams, Thomas Sorber, Brooks Barnheiser, and a Day Mara. Now, granted, you can say OKC. I said that at the time. I stopped taking Thomas Sorber at number 15. We'll see what the Day Mara turns out to be. But you got somewhat of a point here.
Yeah, I mean, like the draft picks didn't turn out to be. Again, they got J-Dub and they got a title. I'm not, and the most important thing, they got SGA.
And you got to think though. I mean, if you're the Clippers, wouldn't you rather have Shai and Jalen Williams with Kawhi than Paul George, who's no longer there with Kawhi?
Absolutely.
No. So you still say OKC, who has the championship, won that trade?
It's not even close. Most lopsided trade in NBA history because SGA and J-Dub was in a title came with that. Most lopsided trade. But my own thing is, you're moving. You have all these picks. What are you going to do?
Most lopsided trade in NBA history. Didn't the Lakers steal James Worthy?
For who?
That was, let's see, hold on. Because the Lakers, that whole 80s run, they were robbing teams.
They were getting first-round picks and stuff like that.
First, Magic was a robbery, if I remember correctly, from Seattle. Either way, it's up there. It's up there. I'll give it. It's up there. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, James Worthy was a product of Ted Stepien being an idiot. Yeah, that was supposed to be. Let's see. Lakers received Cleveland's 82 first-round pick in 79 in exchange for Don Ford, of all people. Cavs finished with the worst record in the league in 81-82, leaving the coin toss to decide whether they or the worst record runner-up Clippers would get the first overall pick, and the Lakers won that flip with Cleveland's pick. They chose James Worthy over Dominique Wilkins and Terry Cummings. So Ted Stepien could have had either James Worthy or Dominique Wilkins and gave them to the Lakers.
Okay.
Who already had won a championship.
Yeah. Teams need to stop helping other teams.
It was so bad. Bill Russell did an interview with Kareem asking what motivates him to stay in the league. And Kareem said Ted Stepien. we have a rule in the CBA now called the Ted Stepien rule. You know what the Stepien rule is?
No, what is it?
You can't trade your first round pick in back-to-back years. That's how bad Ted Stepien made the Cavs look in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, I never knew that. So the reason why. Okay. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
So, yeah, it's up there with lopsided. That's the third team in this that we do need to talk about. Phoenix. I still don't know what they're doing with their roster.
They're bringing everybody back.
Because Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal, they set the record for threes by Suns duo in a season. And that it was throughout the whole year. Most through 20 games, most through 25, most through 41, most through 75, full season. Both of them. Two of the only defenders they have on that roster next to Dylan Brooks. So now I don't know what you're going after. And I don't know if they're able to bring Colin Gillespie back or not with their money situation. I think they probably saved some luxury tax money in this deal, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and they signed Gillespie back.
Okay. But yeah. I still don't know what they're. Are they going to start Miles Bridges at the 4? I'm sick of seeing Miles Bridges at the 4. Yeah, we got to stop.
I think what we have to start with, again, he owns his team.
But hold on, though. So what's the other? Because you still got Green, Booker, Gillespie, Dylan Brooks, Miles Bridges, and Mark Williams all have to see the floor. Who's coming off the bench? It can't be Gillespie. I'm not watching. It's going to be Dylan Brooks coming off the bench, and then you got no defense on your perimeter and your starting lineup. What are you?
Nah, Green has to come off the bench.
Yeah, and now you're paying him all that money to come off the bench.
Yeah, he's got to come off the bench because I do not want to see Devin Booker play point guard anymore.
No.
I do not want to see it.
And D-Book, listen, I know you love your pops. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. But number 15 ain't going to look right. And if he has a bad season, you already know social media going to be getting on him. Just please play good this year, Book. Please.
Yeah, I'm confused about Phoenix in this aspect. The first day you available to trade your 2023 first round pick, when you don't have first round picks, you trade it already. I don't give it, and they keep getting all these Michigan State people, and I understand the lineage, but Miles Bridges makes you. They was a surprise team last year. Let's give them credit, but they're still a playing team. I correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe a 6 seed, but none of this moves the needle to me at all.
You saying 6 seed for the Suns?
Maybe, I don't know.
Nah, they going back to the playing. Right there.
Well, they were 7th in the playing, right?
Yeah, but they're staying there. They're staying there.
Houston, Minnesota, Spurs, Lakers, and maybe Golden State if they get we'll talk about that. But yeah, you're right. That's playing territory for that team.
All right. Speaking of the Lakers, they are officially Luka Doncic's team because my nightmare come to an end. The reign of terror is somewhat over because the bastards still found a way to screw them over. LeBron James informed the Lakers not too long ago, before we went on this podcast today, that they can move forward with their plans because he won't be a Laker next season. Now, the sly son of a gun did wait until Bronny's contract became fully guaranteed today to break that news. I hope they trade him to the depths of basketball hell known as Brooklyn or Sacramento and just let him rot. But whatever. But LeBron James is no longer a Laker. It's Luka Doncic's team. The Lakers granted Luka's request of extending Austin Reeves, gave him a max deal. Marcus Smart is opted out. He is a free agent. Meanwhile, Dominating has opted into his $8 million team option for the year because he's probably going to make more than a minimum on the free agent market.
Easily.
Talk to me about the new look Lakers.
I wouldn't have given Austin Reeves all that money. So we'll start there because I think that deal could hamstring you down the line. But most importantly,
let me talk about that real quick before we can go any further. So the anti-analytics movement has begun. I've been waiting for this day. David West, I acknowledge you as our leader. Did you see Bobby Marks with what he's hearing from the front offices?
Yeah, about Jaylen Brown.
Analytically, Jaylen Brown is a negative player.
Mm-hmm.
Finals MVP, All NBA. My vote for regular season MVP this year. It's a bad player according to the analytics. We're supposed to listen. Now we're running with this narrative the whole time. And there's all these explanations of these teams, the system say his dollars don't match his worth, and boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Sean, you know my opinion about analytics. This is just an effort to get more white folks in the league and more black folks out. And more cats who can't play and don't know a damn thing about the league to feel something good about themselves with a spreadsheet and some equations and formulas. And this is proof right here. All that about Jaylen Brown. What the hell do the numbers say about Austin Reeves? Because he damn sure ain't worth no $41 million a year. A two guard with no feet defensively, not a muscle in his body. You seen Austin Reeves is just flat.
Yeah, he's just flat. Yep.
No left hand. Plays like absolute dog feces against every team that's worth a damn in the NBA. What do they say about him? Because I don't hear anybody crying about Austin Reeves getting paid. But I'm hearing everything about Jaylen Brown, who has done more for the Celtics than Jason Tatum.
But we know why Tatum is going to be the franchise guy over to Brown.
We said it last week.
Yeah, it's clear. So, yeah.
Go ahead. Not to cut you off.
No. That's fine. It's fine. I would say this, though. I don't think you can let the inmates run the asylum. And I hate to say that, but it is what it is. I would tell Luka, listen, Luka, that's a third, fourth option on a championship team. I cannot pay him as the second best player on the Lakers because it's going to hamstring us to get better players in the future to build you a championship. Like I would have told Luka that straight up.
I'd added this to it since we being straight up. You want to know why I can't bring Austin Reeves back? Why I really can't? Because you don't play defense. Exactly.
No, you got to call a spade a spade. That's the reason you keep Austin Reeves with another defender at the point guard position, or he would do well in like Atlanta because there are other defenders around him. He could be fine in Atlanta, but you can't have him. Luka's the worst defender in the league. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Like I think he's the worst defender in the NBA. I think he puts no effort.
I think Reeves is the worst defender. Luka's close to him.
He tries. Reeves tries. Luka sometimes don't try.
Worse. When Luka tries, when they went to the finals, when Luka tries, he actually can slide his feet with somebody and he can show his chest. Austin Reeves tries and still is helpless. And that's worse to me.
Yeah. I do not know how the Lakers think that their building blocks could be Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves.
Rob Pelinka.
No, Bob. I'm blaming Mark Walters. Yo, you are the owner now. Rob Pelinka, why is he the president of basketball operations?
The same reason Michael Lyons is still in Baltimore.
I think the only way it's going to work is more collaborative. And like they said, the Dodgers are going to have more say. That's going to help the Lakers in the fringes. But all right, so my point with Austin Reeves, we both know you should have just been real with Luka. It's not going to, I think he's going to be traded for another guy within the next year or two. I really do. The contracts and the salary, you have it on the books, you can move him for someone else at some point. 2, the LeBron James factor. I would have kept LeBron over Austin Reeves. That's 1. But 2, it was time. I think that it was time for him to move on. I just don't think that it's, what does I say? The squeeze doesn't match the juice.
I got you right here.
Go ahead.
LeBron James is the most disappointing Laker of all time. Behind Dwight Howard.
Dwight's the worst. Yeah.
Behind Dwight.
Superstars?
That far. Because why, Sean? Why am I saying this?
1 title in a bubble season.
Because when you are with the Lakers, you are expected to win what, Sean?
Championships.
Multiple championships with an S at the end. He only won 1 and only got to 1 more conference final. Sean, do you know the Lakers are his second longest tenured team? Well, he only played 3 teams. Well, three teams anyway. But he was there for 8 years.
Yep, 8 years.
8 years. 2 conference finals appearances. Dude, that sound like the Lakers to you?
Nope.
And Jerry West might have got his ass kicked in the finals, but how many times did he go?
9.
9 times.
Yeah.
How many rings does Magic and Kareem have?
5.
How many rings does Kobe have?
5.
Oh, Shaq have a 3-peat?
3, yep. Yeah. Good point.
Did LeBron not have Anthony Davis?
Yes. Mhm.
And then, go get me Westbrook and Dwight Howard again, and Rondo, and Carmelo, and Luka.
Yeah, it was a disappointment. He's not going to get a statue. I don't even think he should. He will.
He does not deserve a statue or a jersey retirement.
I
You're
think
talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. What he did in LA is acceptable in Cleveland. Same what we do in LA.
Yeah. No. I think if you could look back at his tenure in LA, it wasn't a success. I think it was a success off the court for him because he had a lot of business endeavors he wanted to do. So I think that's the success. But as the standard for a Laker, nah, I think it's a disappointment. I really look at it as a disappointment. I think he will go get his jersey retired. This only reason because he did break the all-time record as a Laker, scoring record. So I think that he'll get his jersey retired. But the statues are reserved for Shaq, Kobe, Magic, Kareem, Jerry. Who else am I missing? Will. Those are the statues that are meant for.
I don't even think Will has a statue because Will's not a statue-worthy Laker. No, Elton Bell is higher on the Laker list than Will.
No, good point. Good point. No, I take that back. You're right.
Will let Willis Reed kick his ass
in the finals. Yeah. So yeah, I just think it's a disappointing but I think it's a good thing for the Lakers because I think you can finally move on. You had to move on. Like I think it's time to move on and build it around Luka's team. And that money, you need to go get some wings. You need to go get a center. You have to be able to split LeBron's $50 million and bring some guys who you have two guys who do not play defense. And they're your two quote unquote best players. I don't know how you beat in OKC or San Antonio in a 7-game series because you're not with those two guys as your top two guys. But if you can get the small forward position right, the power forward position right, the center position, at least when you move on from Austin Reeves, you have something in place. So when the time is right, you can go get you your second banana.
You gotta have 3 defenders next to you.
It's tough. Luka's tough. I think
you gotta have Jaden McDaniels, Aaron Gordon, and a Rudy Gobert to fill out that starting lineup. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have 3 whacks. So you gotta hope you get either Duren or Kessler. OKC picked up Lou Dort's team option today, so that's out the window.
Yeah. Well, no, I would sign. I really like Kenrich Williams from OKC. He's a free agent. I think he needs opportunity to play.
I listen. I like Kenrich in New Orleans. Solid in OKC. I don't think he's going to play good basketball anywhere else. I think that's a product of OKC at this point. I don't think his impact's going to match anywhere else. He was barely on the floor and barely made any type of impact for them in the San Antonio series.
Well, I do think he's a flyer guy because
I'd rather bring Hachimura back.
Damn. Hachi's not a great defender either.
That's because they keep matching him up with these power forwards.
What is he going to play? The twos? The threes? Hachimura ain't playing no threes.
6'8", 230.
He moves like a power. He moves like a power forward. He's
my man Rui ain't no slowpoke. You being disrespectful.
Rui's not playing, but yeah, I think it's time for the Lakers. I think it's an exciting time for Luka. You can finally have LA to himself and put the pressure's on because I do not think that team's a championship. I got to see what's done, but who replaces LeBron scoring? It's a big offseason for them.
Watson.
Always hurt.
I think that's what you got to go for.
Always hurt. Who do you think LeBron's going to go to play with?
Oh, you know who he's going to.
Going to say
on the Peyton Watson note, though. Always heard is a little crazy. 54 this year, 68 last year, 80 his second year. Yeah, he is a season away from that designation. But he got better this year, though. Like, he increased his scoring average by 6.5 points. Became a better free throw shooter. Became a way better 3-point shooter. 41% for the season, 49% from the field. I think it's worth a fly. Me personally.
You're the one who, and you're the CBA guy. What's the price tag?
I think I'm seeing 27 for him. 27 a year. Listen, I'm talking to you like this, Sean. I just saw Jock Landale get 14 million today.
For 1 year deal on a team that he's
I
asked to be a backup big.
I can pay Peyton Watson 27 for 2 years.
I like that Landale's. I like what they're doing here in Atlanta. I keep saying that, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Peyton Watson with that injury history, he's not a great defender. So how's he paired next to Luka and Austin?
Yeah. That's the problem with the NBA right now.
Why?
I said it. I said it a few weeks ago. Because we got this thing called two-way players now. That just was never a thing. It was always understood basketball is a two-way sport. You play both sides of the ball.
The thing is, Ron, the problem with what ruined the NBA and the Knicks maybe will switch it back to it. Your worst defenders do not need a switch. Like what ruined the NBA was switching. I really believe that. So if you learn, hey, the problem with the Lakers, you got two guys. Like I don't know what to tell you when you have two guys on the court who can't defend at all,
and a head coach who ain't never been able to play defense.
So I don't get that. But for most teams, if you have one guy on the court, just don't let him switch. That's it. Simple as that. We see New York do it. It could be done. That's it. So I really feel like that's an easy way to do it.
State. Shout out Mike Brown. That's one thing he took from Steve Kerr.
Exactly. Don't let him switch. You can do it. I don't know what to tell you about the Lakers, but having Watson's not a horrible defender, so I don't want to disrespect him. But Reeves and Doncic, you're gonna have to score 130 a night consistently. I just don't get it.
All right, Sean, it's a new era in Portland. The Trailblazers have acquired Ja Morant. They're guards galore. My pops should call them the Jailblazers again. And Mike Conori is their new head coach on a 1-year deal with a team option for the second year. And apparently, Trailblazers might not be in Portland too much longer. New arena deal on the way. Your thoughts on this new era in Portland where they've got Ja Morant, Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday, Scoot Henderson, and Shaedon Sharpe all needing playing time in that backcourt?
To me, because the other guys, to me, basically you have to move Drew Holiday, which makes no sense because he's the best defender out of those guys. But you have to move him because his contract is huge, and Scoot and Shaedon Sharpe has to play as well. So he seems like he'll be the odd man out, and he's older. And I love Drew, but Drew's definitely not the same defender that he was even 3 years ago. I remember seeing a playoff series 2 years ago. Jalen Brunson cooked him. So I wouldn't be mind moving off from Drew Holiday because he still has like 2 more years at a ridiculous amount of money. And so, but they're talking about putting Ja and Damian Lillard in the same backcourt starting. Didn't we just talk about Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic? Like, I give Javon credit. He said Dame going for Drew in Milwaukee was going to be a horrible decision because Dame don't play no defense. And he didn't play no defense. So I'm just like really confused what they're doing. They brought Robert Williams back. They got Klingon. They don't have a 4. I don't know. Some of these teams, I think teams are trying to do. I think they're trying to copy the blueprint of what OKC and San Antonio. They were trying to go 8, 9, 10 deep, but it's also still got to make sense to go 8, 9, 10 deep to me. You can't just be saying, "Oh, we have a deep team," but the parts got to kind of fit together. If you told me we were going to move, you're going to keep Drew and have him at the 3 because he could guard threes with those 2 guys and the 2 centers. Maybe I can. I just don't. I don't know what they're trying to do. And regarding Nori, I can never knock a man. He was crying during his press conference. I watched it.
You gotta take your opportunity.
Take your opportunity. I respect it. He's a minority too. Is he a minority? Yeah, he's a minority. He's not from here, so he's not. He had to take this opportunity, and I'm not mad about him taking the opportunity. I do think the owner who just won a Stanley Cup, he's making this play. He's looking at this as hockey. And I do think maybe because Paul Allen was one of the richest men in the world before he passed away and the money they have, he's definitely not on that level. So I understand the business why I was like, hey, we're spending a lot of useless money. We got to cut some corners. I just think coaches and players run this league. You can't be giving some guy. I think the deal is like $1 or $2 million a year. I don't think that makes sense. I think that's lowballing, and you took advantage of him. You took advantage of his desperateness for waiting 20 something years to get a head coaching job. I can't co-sign that. So I watched this podcast.
Oh yeah, if he does his thing with the Blazers this year, like don't sign an extension. Like coach next year, and then go hit the market and go get paid by some other franchise. Don't do Portland any paid.
Yeah, because he's making. They're basically showing, hey, we feel like coaches are dispensable, and that's how it works in hockey. It doesn't work with that in the NBA. I don't think. If you have a really good coach, you have to give him security. Yeah, you got to hold on to him.
You got to hold on to him until his voice gets stale.
Yeah, but honestly, though, I do see this point. I know this is gonna sound crazy. Would I give a new coach 5-year deal who's never coached before? No, I would give him a 3-year deal. But I wouldn't give him options for 2 years. I wouldn't have done that. I would give him. I don't think assistant coaches who never have any experience, even the coach in Orlando, I like him a lot, but I don't think he should get a 5-year deal. Like, you have never been in that seat. You never done it. I need to see a team philosophy then. But I think 3-year deals at a lower than the league average. I think that's fair. But you lowballed him and gave him team options. I can't co-sign that.
Yeah. Ja, look at what you got traded for. And just understand the writing is on the wall.
Yes.
You got traded for a honey bun, a bag of chips, and a Huggy.
Ooh, preach.
This ain't the wake-up call. I don't know what it is.
Can we both be on the same page? This is Ja, Gilbert Arenas.
A first team all jackass.
Of guys who fumbled what they like, you know what I mean? Like, just fumbled it. Like, Ja had a chance to be the face. He could have been what Ant Edwards is right now. I'm not saying, I know we're talking about the face of the league, but one of the guys, we marquee guys in the league, and he fumbled that. I don't think I've seen some kids love Ja the same way they love LaMelo. The sneakers, he had that buzz and just flatten out. So I think it's just the worst fumble.
Trying to be something that he ain't.
Yeah, I think this is the worst fumble I've seen in an NBA player ever. Maybe ever. I can't think of anyone else. Maybe Len Bias, but he never got into the league. I don't know. But that's I've never seen a guy fumble this.
I've never heard somebody refer to Len Bias as a fumble. God rest the dead, Sean. Yeah, you're right. That's the biggest fumble.
Len Bias?
Len Bias is the biggest I sold the cheese of all time. You damn right.
Yeah, God rest it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just being real. Like, I think that if you think about it, the kid had it set up. He's going to the Celtics. He was, you know what I mean? Like, it was set up for him to take over the spot. Like, everything was set up for him. That's what I mean with Ja. It was set up for him to be $400 million guy. Be the, you know what I mean? Like, it was all set up for you.
And fumbled it.
Yeah, it was a fumble. We gotta call a spade. You fumbled it. So. Yeah, very disappointing job. But listen, he'll go over there. He's going to earn his keep. A change of scenery is good. I got to say this. Portland has a really good collection of talent. And the defensive player guy, what's his name? Umani
Kamara, yes.
I forgot about him. He could play the 4 at some points. Like, so in this NBA. So
he's 6'7", 230. Like, that's not abnormal for a power forward at all.
Yeah, exactly. So
what's going with Klingon, Kamara, Avdia, and you just got to figure out who your starting backcourt is.
Yeah, you got to figure that out. But is there a lot of
like Scoot and Sharp are your young guys, and Scoot actually finally showed us something this year. I like Sharp. Drew Holiday costs a lot of money. Dame, I personally think is going to come back and be over the hill. And then you got Ja the Jackass. I'm just not sure about the collection of talent in the backcourt.
Yeah, but now I forgot about. I do think they have a lot of talent. It's a lot of talent on that team. It's just, yeah, I don't know. You have to break up that backcourt. You have to go get more size, and I don't know if you have enough.
Like, yeah, and apparently now they're not in the Jaylen Brown sweepstakes. No, you should be in the Jaylen Brown sweepstakes.
You could win that sweepstakes if you're in that Jaylen Brown sweepstakes because you could give up Henderson, Sharp, and all your first round picks, and Drew in the deal, and still walk away with Jaylen
No,
Brown.
you just tell Boston, you get Holiday back, and here's Sharp, and here's some picks.
Okay,
You don't kill Brown's value.
Because then you could have a backcourt. Brown would be a 2, and you just got to damn Ja coming off the bench. Because that's Damon coming off the bench.
Why not?
A Portland legend coming off the bench. Unless he shows he can't play anymore, then I'm all for him coming off the bench.
Yeah, that's their problem to figure out. What's next, Sean?
All right, so we got the Spurs and Raptors exploring a Kawhi Leonard reunion. Kawhi said that he's only going to sign an extension with Toronto. Damn, everybody has this leverage play. I'm only going to do this. I'm going to do this. People got to start calling people's bluffs, but that's another conversation. What's your thoughts about this trade? Is it over for Kawhi in LA?
Yeah, they're seeing Brandon Ingram back to LA. The Clippers will be moving him within like a year or two if that happens. With Toronto, what's that lineup? That quickly, RJ, Kawhi, Scotty. Who's playing the 5? Because they don't like Jakob Poeltl over there.
Jakob Poeltl.
I like Kawhi. That's nowhere near as good as that team he was on. Nowhere near as good as the 2019 team.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wants to go there over Detroit. I think Detroit's the natural fit for him.
The hell? Hey, send me back downtown.
To Lakers?
Yeah, send me back downtown.
I said that a while ago on this podcast. I think that would be the perfect fit. Yeah, I think that'd be the perfect fit.
I'm Sean, you said it. I'm just a bit confused by a lot of what's going on in the offseason. Like, I don't have many words because I just don't see the fit for a lot of these moves that are being proposed and discussed. Hell. No. I'm just looking at teams right now, Sean.
Just stuttering with
trying
words.
to figure something out. Yes, because I'm
confused this offseason. It's been one of the weirdest. I don't like a lot of the moves. I'm not to be negative. I don't like a lot of the moves.
You know what? No, because I got Garland now. There's nothing Indiana can give you outside of him. Outside of them, Bard. I'm just looking at each team, trying to send me back to San Antonio. I'll play 4 next to Wemby. Send me back to San Antonio.
Take Aaron
Fox in, but you can't do that now that you got Keaton Wagler.
No, you can't do that. You can't take. You got to let those 2 kids play one off guard, 1 point guard position. So listen. Why won't they just make the best trade possible for them?
Denver for Peyton Watson.
I would do that if I was the Clippers, and I would do that if I was the Nuggets. I don't get.
They have to throw something else in.
Who?
And I'm not taking on Christian Brown's contract.
You have to give me your 2000.
I want 2 first-round picks for that contract.
Yeah. And when you already gave up your 33 to Brooklyn or something like that. So you can't trade this one. LeBron might be a candidate because if he doesn't sign for the mid-level exception, he doesn't have to. Denver might be a candidate.
LeBron ain't going to no damn Denver.
If I was LeBron, I'm going with Golden State because the NBA wants that.
We know that's where he's going. And you know what I got to say to that?
Good luck.
Never saw Magic with Bird. Never saw Kobe with Duncan. I don't want to hear it. Never saw Michael with Olajuwon. I don't want to hear it. The brother kicked your ass for 4 years, and then you decide I want to go team up with him. And then Golden State I'm not even calling y'all the Golden State Warriors. Y'all are the retirement home. Steph, Jimmy, LeBron, Draymond, and Porzingis.
Ooh.
That five might not see the floor together for 5 games next year. And in fact, because Jimmy's already
to February. Yeah, for February, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, boy, Steve, I don't, man.
If it was a fifth, if they're healthy,
it still ain't no spacing.
Yeah, Draymond can't shoot. No, Porzingis can shoot that. No.
Jimmy, LeBron, and Draymond together, bro.
Yeah, damn, this is tough. Yeah, it's tough. What am I gonna say?
And Jimmy, LeBron, and Draymond all need the ball in their hand to be effective offensively.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I honestly, basketball fit wise, if I'm LeBron, I'm going back to Miami.
All right, so now LeBron, Giannis, and Bam, still bad spacing.
But LeBron can shoot better. This ain't LeBron in 2011.
He do not want to play next to no Bam and Giannis.
I'm just saying, fit
wise.
wise.
One thing he complains about: I need shooters. That's going to be disgusting. That would be terribly disgusting.
But you don't think Pat's at least going to attempt to call?
No, Pat don't want that circus again. Hell no. And now that I'm going through these names and these teams and these lists, there's still another domino this offseason that we're not talking about that has to fall.
What?
It's still the Kyrie Irving sweepstakes.
Well, I heard, since we were talking about Kawhi, but we venture off, that the Mavericks were interested, and I don't get that because that does not fit Cooper Flagg's timeline. But if you add Kawhi with Kyrie and Cooper, with Gafford and the size they have already, you might have something in the West. Because Masai,
I like that a lot.
Yeah, Masai.
Yeah, I saw the Masai Ujiri's interested in a reunion with Kawhi. Yeah. Oof.
The only thing I would say about that,
very intrigued by that.
The only thing I would say about that is be cautious because you're going to shorten your runway with Cooper because those guys are older guys.
So they won't be there for too long. It'll be 2 years. And then here you go. That's the problem with that. Why we gotta just force these guys into the number 1 spot automatically?
Yeah, but who's going to play with in 2 years?
Cooper Flag can't learn from Kawhi Leonard.
No, absolutely. I like the move. I'm just saying, when you have those 2 older guys with no value, who you building around? Cooper, Johnson, and Lively?
No, that's fine because now when they're gone, all right, take a year to learn how to be number 1 with no help. Let's find out what you are when you're number 1, and then we'll build the team around that. I don't think that's a problem.
Did he do that this year?
Nah, come on, he's a rookie. He's still got more growing to do in his game, though, Sean. Like,
no.
Near, like, you know what I mean? He's nowhere near his finished product. By then, we'll be like, okay, now we know exactly what you are. We'll know if you have your 3 ball or not by now. We'll know if we want to put some weight on you and stick you at the 4 or keep you right here at the 3. We'll know if you need the ball, how much you need the ball in your hands. Like, there will be a lot more questions answered 2 years from now than now.
I would say this: Kyrie, Marshall, Cooper, Kawhi, Lively, Gafford combination. That's a good team.
You're playing defense.
You're playing defense. You're a good team. Are you good to beat the other 2 teams? Possibly in a 7-game series, and because Kawhi and Kyrie are really good playoff performers. And then Cooper has that moxie, but we just never seen him play in that type of thing. So I would say this because we kind of sold on it. Yes, I would do it because I think we could have a chance to win the West in the next couple of years. I'm a big believer,
and you just get to the conference finals with that. I think you can validate the Luka trade because the Lakers ain't going there no time soon.
Good point. And the reason I say this is because if you have a team like as good as San Antonio and Oklahoma City, I think you have to graduate. And it's happened already. It's going to happen in San Antonio within 2 years. You have to start chipping pieces away from those teams because of the new CBA. So the window, everybody says it's going to be like a 10-year. No, within the next 3 to 4 years, those teams aren't, besides the 3 core players they decide to keep, aren't going to look the same because you just can't afford everybody in this new CBA. So I like that because I think that team could actually contend with those teams within the next 2-3 years.
All right.
Wait, real
Sean,
quick.
oh, go ahead.
Kawhi shouldn't go back to Toronto. In the East, who knows? But I don't see that as a championship team. But that's it.
Nah. Yeah. The Mets, Sean, I got it real bad as an Orioles fan right now. I've added them to the list of teams that need to be sellers at the deadline. Matter of fact, I've got the full list. And the American League, as of now, the Orioles, the Red Sox, the Tigers, the Angels, and the Royals need to be sellers. Would you agree?
Yes.
But then I look at the National League and I say it could be worse. Because I look at the New York Mets and the stuff I see from them on a nightly basis. How there are still fans at Citi Field. How cardiac arrest hasn't increased at the Queens hospitals. I have no clue. Because what I see on the field from the New York Mets is utterly disgusting. And they are the leaders of the pack of the need to be sellers at the deadline crew. With the Rockies, the Giants, who I'm totally sick of. And the Reds are too young for me to call themselves. But the Giants, the Mets, and the Rockies. You want to talk about three teams who don't need to be on national television, who don't need to take anything but prospects back at the deadline, who can overhaul their front offices for as long as I'm concerned. Those three teams, disgusting.
I do have to say this. What's your beef with the Giants?
Sean, we both have this beef with the Giants. When the hell are you going to actually be something? When are you going to be somebody? Every offseason, oh, we just think this is the move. We love this move. We love this roster. We got what it takes to be with the Padres and the Dodgers. No, the hell you don't.
Good point.
I'm sick of the Giants.
Good point. And I do
14 games below 500. And we've been hearing the same song from them since Tim Linson. I'm over.
Yeah.
Randy Devers, the worst contract in baseball right now. I cannot stomach to watch him play.
Yeah. I can't disagree with that. No, he's Mike Trout has the worst contract in baseball, but
easily. Most overrated player in baseball history, Mike Trout. Keep that title.
Yeah, Ralphie. But yeah, I don't know what's going on in San Francisco. And they're a semi-big market team. I don't get what they're doing. But anyways, so
I mean, you could have kept the A's in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And shipped the Giants off.
Yeah, you could have definitely kept that. I would say this. I do think that I think it's a prime job for Alex Cora. That's all I thought about when I saw this yesterday. Is Alex Cora will be the Mets manager because he's gonna get probably $10 million, $11 million from Cohen. It's right up to you. Just move your family 4 hours up, and I do think I really still believe in Stearns as the GM. And as much as I want Juan Soto to do bad in New York because you don't need the Yankees for the Mets, the resources are just too big there. It's just too, unless they have a salary cap. If there's a salary cap, all bets are off. This is in this new system. And we got to talk about that eventually, what they're trying to propose with baseball. I do like some of the moves they're trying to propose, but that's another conversation another day. Because we have to, something's got to give. But anyways, I don't think guys should be getting 13-year contracts. That's just me. That's bad business for any horrible business.
That's one of the owners, though. They get no sympathy from me for signing these dumb deals.
No, absolutely. Shout out to Scott Boras and them, but the owners are bad deals. But yeah, I think the Mets had to move on, and it was the way they were losing, Javon. You could lose, but
the way they lose,
yeah, it's bad.
I saw Juan Soto routine flop.
Yes,
go behind him to the wall, inside the park home run, and he's just jogging his sweet little time.
Exactly. No culture there. No standards there.
Oh, don't get me started on Francisco Lindor. Zero culture. Oh, hold on. I got another one for you. The knight in shining armor, the golden boy, the next prospect. Francisco Alvarez has some of the worst at-bats you will see in baseball.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the one. Yeah, Francisco has not. He swings really hard, but he's just like, Yeah, some bad at bats. Again, I'm really surprised what Stearns did in Milwaukee. And you add these assets, then I just assume it's gonna work, and it hasn't worked. I'm just really surprised. I don't know what else to say. It hasn't worked.
Hold on. I mentioned everybody. I almost forgot these two. Brett Beatty and Mark Vientos.
Yeah.
Are y'all going to do anything positive with your lives?
They probably have kids and everything like that. Barrett.
I mean, sports talk radio in New York, it's just got to be bad. You tell me there's people out here who actually support the Mets and the Jets at the same time and have not been driven to alcoholism this year. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
I have not heard a good thing about those two players yet this season.
Because there's nothing good about them. They've been bad.
Just nothing.
Nothing good about them.
I mean, 1 week you think one of them is the worst. It's like they have a competition to see who can top who for being the worst player in baseball.
And the pitching staff has exploded. It's bad in New York. But I think what should help, sometimes I think I saw someone say this, new owner syndrome. You come into a thing, you want to run your team like you've done your business. Maybe Cohen needs to realize, hey, let's take a step back. Let me stop just throwing money at this problem and build an organization over.
You said that about Ishmael.
Yeah, happens. And what he do? I do give him credit. He built it down, took it down to the stubs, and they play hard. That's a team that plays. They're not going anywhere. We both don't think they're going to win an NBA championship, but I'd rather have that team.
I saw the playoffs. I think they're stuck in the play-in.
Okay, playing fine, but I like that team better than that Kevin Durant-led team that was there 2 years ago.
Oh yeah,
because they actually represent something. This team doesn't represent. That team represents nothing. So that's why I think what the Mets have to do. Cohen,
I don't know what Kevin Durant represents.
Yeah, that's another.
He damn sure don't represent a brush. He don't represent a do-rag. He don't represent cocoa butter. Damn sure don't represent being a grown man. I don't know what he represents, but whatever.
And by the way, I wouldn't sign Screwball. We're too far away to be trying to contend. If I'm the Mets, we like. I understand Soto's under contract, but he's under contract he's going to retire Met. I'm not going to get Scubo because I need to build it the right way. That's exactly what I feel. I feel like you got to build it the right way from the Mets. It's not good enough in New York.
The Angels. Fire Perry Manasian. Sean at some point. Now, Grant, hold on. By the way, I'm not excusing him, but he was off.
Horrible. Horrible.
I'm Anthony Rendon still. And this will really piss me off with Stephen A. The way he talks about Kawhi Leonard and stealing money. Brother, there's somebody else in the city of Los Angeles. Actually, my fault. LA County, Anaheim, whatever. Is Anaheim LA County or Orange County?
Orange County.
Orange County, suburb of LA. Regardless, LA's B team of baseball, just like LA's B team of basketball. Who really deserves all that smoke he's got from Kawhi Leonard? And that's Anthony Rendon. And for Stephen A to come from a dad who's so-called just the biggest baseball fan he knew, and it's a damn shame you spend all that time in LA and you give Kawhi Leonard the blues more than Anthony Rendon. I've never seen someone care less about a sport than Anthony Rendon with baseball. Ben Simmons is trying to make another comeback to basketball. This guy, Anthony Rendon, can't be bothered to take BP.
Yeah. No thing about Anthony Rendon. I think I saw a quote that he said that he didn't love baseball.
About it on this podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Last season or the year before.
Yeah, he said he don't love baseball.
Yeah. So I'm not excusing anything Perry Manasian did in Anaheim. However, at some point, and you got to keep cycling through the front office and the skipper. And you know Suzuki's going to be next. At some point, when do you just look at yourself and say, I've just done a terrible job with my franchise?
Mm-hmm.
I saw something that said Artie Moreno had a chance to get Juan Soto back in a deal for Shohei Ohtani and chose not to.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with now.
Yeah. It's bad. Like, I don't really have much to. I do think you said something that was so dope, but I was like, man, they should force owners after a certain amount of years to have to
Yes.
sell their team or put their team
Yes.
on the market because you're not doing anything great by the community, trying to put winning baseball out there. And you might just be a great businessman who's just not good at this business. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. You can't be great at everything. You might be great at becoming a billionaire in that business. We respect it. You're just not good in this business.
I
And
think
that's
I'm a
why,
talented guy. I can't swing a golf club to save my life.
exactly.
It
It
happens.
happens. It
Hell,
happens.
matter of fact, I got a stereotype for you. I can't swim.
I can't either.
Million other things I can do.
Yeah, we're on the
I
same.
fall overboard tomorrow, it's over for me.
Exactly. We're on the same way, but
You just can't be great at everything.
no, it just doesn't work. So that's what I'm saying. When I saw that, I was like, it's like everybody should come into the league with a vested option after 20 years. Hey, we have to reevaluate your ownership because at the end of the day, if you really want every team to be competitive, they have to have comparable ownership at the top. And that's how it works. The good teams always have good owners. And Artie is a horrible owner. I just gotta say it's point blank clear. That team has been horrible for years. You wasted a generational talent in Otani. I could call him a generational talent because I know you have these standards.
Oh,
of
no, he's
generational.
generational.
Okay.
Yeah, he's generational.
Yeah. You wasted that and you let them go down the interstate or up the interstate to LA. It's not good. You're not a good owner and you just got to give it up.
I don't have much to add to the Angels. I'm saying this. I'm seeing a lot of moves, front offices and skippers, and that are going to be coming up here soon, or that have already happened this season. Rob Thompson in Philly. Sean, there's a sect of Oriole fans that want Craig Albanese to be one and done. I'm on board. Do you know what happened to the Orioles yesterday, aside from allowing 8 unanswered runs to the Chicago White Sox?
I do not. What happened?
Changed their batting, right? Moved Gunnar Henderson back to lead off and Taylor Ward to the 2-hole. Do you know what Craig Albanese's reasoning was?
Nah.
Just take a guess. I gotta give myself some time to see this. Just take a guess.
One gets on base more than the other?
First of all, Sean, Gunnar Henderson's batting like 220 this season.
Yeah, I haven't followed with them.
So yeah. I got nothing to say. Scott Boras had fun trying to get him paid. Sean, he said the run from left field is a little too long for Ward to have him batting field.
Yeah, that's not good. That's horrible. wasn't Ricky Henderson a left fielder?
The stuff I see from, like I said, the Mets make me know it can be worse. But the stuff I see from the Baltimore, Mike Elias, his 16 buddies he got promoted, and Craig Albanese are in town next year. I just don't know. First of all, I wasn't going to go to a game this year. The only reason I'm going is going to be the end of July. The Phillies are coming to town, and it's just going to be a chance for me to catch up with a whole bunch of homeboys. That's it. I will say the hell with that if we do a trip like that again next year. If I see any of them on Utah Street. I just don't know. I don't know. Why are we on it? I'm Detroit. How you go from what you had last year, knowing this is the make or break year to decide if you can keep Tark School, the best pitcher in the American League, and you find yourself 13 games under 500 right now. Damn shame. Kansas City. Y'all are going to waste Bobby Witt, and that's a disgrace. 15 games under 500. Boston. Well, I know we got on them last week, but I'm going to do it again. No business. 9 games under 5.
Yeah. No business with that team.
Matter of fact, I got you right here, Sean. Why the hell do we only have 5 teams in the American League, 6 teams in the American League that are 500 or better?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the American League's been embarrassment for Major League Baseball this year. Some bad baseball. That's why.
And I made another team that needs to be sellers at the deadline because I'm sick of seeing them in the middle. Minnesota, just trade Byron Buxton and get this thing rolling.
Sometimes I was having this conversation earlier today. Sometimes you just got to be decisive, make decisions, and just live with it. Either way, live with it. Be decisive, make a decision. Simple as that.
How do you feel about Houston? Because I think their run's over. I don't think it's too early for them to start rebuilding either. I really don't. And Carlos Correa coming back has been nothing like what they thought was going to be.
No. Carlos is, yeah, he's done. I wouldn't, if I'm the owner, maybe if I could convince myself for another year run, but we had so much success over like a 10-year run. I have no problem with doing a rebuild because I don't think I think Oakland is that team of the future. Not Oakland, Vegas. Is it Vegas in that division?
Sacramento.
Yeah, whatever. It's that team of that future in that division. So, and I don't know if we're good enough to compete with them over the next couple of years, to be honest with you. So I don't have no problem with doing a reset. But who's the cornerstones over there in Houston? That's my only thing. Alvarez, you let a lot of talent go over there because you can't sign everybody. I get that, but Jim Crane's a billionaire. I'm whatever. It's not my business.
Borrow some money from man. Who knows? All right. Sean, so Jalen Duren thinks he's worth $40 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Detroit smartly says no, you're not, and now there are conversations with the Kings and the Lakers for a sign and trade. If you go from playing that bad in the playoffs to getting your way shipped to Sacramento, that says so much about you.
Exactly.
It says so much about you. And it says I will never even entertain thinking about having you on my team in my life.
People got to be real with themselves. Walker Kessler as well. Maybe, actually, let me take that back. You are what the market dictates to you. So there's a lot of desperate needed teams. The Lakers would, I think the Lakers would give, I wouldn't give them 40 because you can't have 4 guys on your team making $40 million. Well, 3 guys. You could because OKC's doing it. But yeah, teams are desperate. I could see the Lakers who are desperate going in that kid and giving him $35-40 million a year. And then your core is Duren, who we see in the postseason, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic.
Have fun. And then let's talk about Sacramento. Don't you already have Maxime right now?
Listen, you want Duren? If I'm Detroit, give me him. I don't want to pay Duren.
Yeah, I don't want Sabonis.
I don't want Sabonis either. But I don't want to pay Duren. I'm dead serious. I don't.
No.
I want to pay him $25 million. I don't want to pay him 30. I don't want to pay Kessler 30. I'm thinking these guys are $20 to $25 million centers. So I'm dead serious. I'd rather have a guy on the rookie contract, and I tell Cage, excuse me. Listen, the only thing about Detroit is this: it's not a desirable market. So the people you bring in and if you develop, you most likely want to keep. That's the only reason I might go higher up on my offer because it's not like I ain't. Kawhi had to go out of the country to come to Detroit because no one can tell me Detroit's not the perfect candidate for Kawhi. But he says, "Excuse me, I'm not signing no extension anywhere else but Toronto." You know what I'm saying? So that's my only deterrent. But other than that, I would let the kid walk and get something in a signing trade for him.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to add to it. Yeah, when you go from I stunk that bad in the playoffs to just send me to Sacramento. I just want to get paid and not give a damn about winning whatsoever. Whatever. Sean, Brendan Swordsby's out of options. The CFL said keep your ass over there, and the NFL's not going to hold the supplemental draft for him. I'm just saying this.
Yeah.
Let's get back to teaching these people actions have consequences. And I'm really get to it. I'm sick of white boys being able to just cry and apologize their way into not having to serve any punishment for the crap they do.
Yeah. Time to move on from him. Time for him to move on. Time to him to spend the whole year just training. He's going to be out of football for what it looks like. And I think that's good for him. I think that even for the NFL, he comes into the draft. I'm suspending him for the first 8 games of the season next year.
Oh, you ain't even done with him. Damn.
Nah, pause.
That is crazy.
Yeah. That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
I didn't mean to talk to you like that, man.
That was crazy. But my point is, he's getting 8 games next season to start off because he betted over 9,000 times, something crazy.
He had a sickness. He needed help.
He needed help. So I'm not saying people was like he should never play in the NFL. I'm not that guy. But you get 8 games and that's it. Because no, what's funny? I think the Jets would have took him if he got into the supplemental draft.
Oh, easily.
And I would have took him to be honest with you. It made sense because I don't have to give up a draft pick in next year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my philosophy of getting a bunch of quarterbacks into the building. So I think it would have made perfect sense for the Jets. So they were the losers on that, but no, the kid needs to sit out for you. He was wilding. He was wilding.
Yeah. All right, Sean. We were supposed to go live for the draft. Realized probably not the best logistical thing.
Yep.
Your takeaways from the draft.
First of all, want the way we want. The way we thought. Excuse me. I was watching more Caleb.
No, I didn't think Memphis was going to take Boozer.
Oh yeah, you didn't. It went the way I
and the fact that they traded John Morant makes my case for me even more. A-Cup should have been a Grizzly.
Wow.
Who's in your backcourt now? Ty Jerome and Cedric Howard.
Yeah, you don't have your point guard of the future on that roster.
A-Cup should have been a Grizzly. And the fact that he found, this is what makes me mad. I try to live right. I try to treat people the right way. I try to do things the right way. I try to go about life just the right way. I fall short of the glory sometimes. I ain't perfect. God's still working on me. I try to find a path of righteousness. And somehow, just the worst people have the best things happen to them. Because how do the Kings get blessed with Darius A-Cup, man? Kings don't do nothing good with nothing good. And they wind up getting something good.
Yeah, he's going to be a star in Sacramento. He's going to be he's going to be a
good things happen to the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
That's one of the most undeserving sports franchises in history.
It's crazy.
They still end up with Boogie Cousins and Darius A-Cup and De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton and do jack squat with it.
In 10 years, they're going to get 3 point guards of that level to walk through that building. That's crazy. Think about that. Fox, Halliburton, and now A-Cup in the 10 years going to walk through that building. That's crazy. I don't get it. But we know he'll play his first 7 years, 6 years there, and he'll be off to another team. And he'll get his money. So I'm not worried about A-Cup. He's good. I would say that the only thing I would say, I like Boozer. But Caleb Wilson, I think, is going to be a really, really good player. Really good. I love him in Chicago.
And I was mad at Chicago. Oh, they should have took A-Cup instead of Wilson.
Damn. You're a big A-Cup guy.
Yes, I am. Here's my thing with Wilson. What's up with all this just drafting dudes who can run and jump? It ain't proved they can do anything else consistently. This is basketball. This ain't football. And this is a draft of basketball players. In this draft specifically, with as many skilled players as there were, Caleb Wilson should not have been valued that high. This was not the draft for the athlete. This was the draft for the basketball player. So for him to go 4, I promise you, you're going to look back at this, it's going to be another Chicago mistake. Bookmark it.
I love his mentality. He reminds me of KG. Like, he really does. I don't know. That's just me. But, okay. But the ones I would say I was surprised about, Dallas, we texted about this. I don't get the reason why you take Johnson at that position. Is he a small forward, same position as
Morant
Cooper?
Johnson's gonna play 4.
6'9".
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's just the new NBA. You're right.
That's been the NBA for a while.
Well,
Anthony Mason was Larry Johnson, like power forward. 6'9" is a good size for a power forward. They're just the thicker guys. Pause.
Yeah. You're wild today.
Oh,
I get what you're saying. Hey, let's keep going. Because then dudes are not gonna say anything. Yo, listen. Out of his 3 teammates, was he the best prospect to you?
And I thought Lindborg was the best one.
I thought Lindborg was the best one too.
And I thought that was great for Golden State. Granted, it's fitting that they take the oldest guy, but whatever.
Yeah. But if you take Lindborg next to Cooper, it might be a little bit of an overmatch. Whatever. It is cool. I just felt like it was a little bit of reach. And because I like Ament a little bit better than him. I like,
and you know I'm not big on Nate Ament, but
yeah, you're not. I like
Johnson,
Burris
the Dusty
better.
May guy.
Yeah. And so it is what it is. And I like the 2 moves I like the 2 draft picks from Milwaukee. I thought Milwaukee, I like Ament more than you, and then Burris, I like him too. I think that it's a good starting point. They have a lot of pieces in Milwaukee that they went from something that their future was mortgaged. Now they have pieces that can be moved to add more pieces, if that makes sense. And I like Taylor Jenkins. I think Ament will do well if you want anyone else, I'm going to be, but I really like what Taylor Jenkins and the Memphis Grizzlies did with player development down there. So I have a lot of faith in that system. So that was probably my biggest takeaway. And I got to be honest, I like the Lakers getting Carr late in the draft because it fits what they need. But
is he going to play?
Huh?
Is he going to play? And is JT going to let him have the ball in his hands?
I have no idea.
He didn't let Dalton Connect have the ball.
I know Connect's still on the team. Wow, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's some guy. If I'm him, I want to be traded. They don't play me. Like, what the heck? He can play in the NBA.
Y'all give Bronny chances.
Yeah, like, come on.
I was the best isolation scorer in college basketball.
It's ridiculous. And I understand for salary cap purposes why the Knicks traded out of their first round. But I think Cole Pete dropping to 30th. Where did he go? To Dallas, right? I think a lot of teams are
going to get him right. That's the one I'm excited about.
Dallas, yeah. I do think that teams are going to regret that. I can't lie. Him dropping that to 30th. I got
another drop for you.
Ooh.
And going to the Hawks is great for him. Hank Vishar.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good drop for him. I think
the Hawks ended up with Flemings and Hank Vishar. And they got Devin Carter from Sacramento. Hawks have had a great week. Great week. Vishar is great for today's NBA.
Yeah, I actually think the Hawks have had a great year. Like how they flipped what they were with Trey.
Who's getting Kuminga?
Sacramento. No, I'm saying that because Sacramento was really high on Kuminga last year.
Yeah.
He's an athlete, man. And at some point, he is who he is, man. Because in Atlanta, I thought he was going to be a backup here, and they got Wiggins, and they were like, yo, you can go. That tells you a lot about what Atlanta thought about him. So I don't know.
What we were looking at, Acuff, Meek Clifford, Keegan Murray, Jonathan Kuminga, and either Maxime Reynaud or Jalen Durham to build with for the future.
Is that team the worst team in the NBA or Chicago or Brooklyn? Brooklyn. And now you can't be in the bottom 3 because your odds are stink.
Because the Kings still have to play Levine because they picked up his option. And I'm be honest with you, the NBA is going to conspire against the Kings. No one's going to trade you for DeRozan. They're going to make the Kings cut him and then go get him for cheap in free agency. Yeah, I don't know. The Kings and the Nets are easily in the running for top pick in the draft. I think those 2 and the Bulls are going to be 3 worst teams in basketball.
Yeah, the Kings, the Nets with Michael Porter Jr. and Julius Randle on the same team. Woo! Yeah, but those are my observations for the draft, and I think
the Pelicans are going to stink too.
I think they'd be better.
Because they're trying to trade Trey Murphy apparently
to Boston.
Somewhere.
If I'm Boston, I'm thinking about that move. We didn't talk about. I still don't get why Boston's trying to move Jaylen Brown.
I just don't. But yeah, if I'm Boston, give me Herb Jones and Trey Murphy.
Yeah, I'll do that, Trey.
In a pick, and now y'all can have Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I'll do that in a second. And he'll have his own team. He'll be with Zion.
First, by the way.
Who, the Pelicans?
No, the Celtics. I think Pelicans easily get that.
I can't lie. What the Celtics did,
and I like DeJounte Murray and Jaylen Brown next to each other.
I like that. I like that. Zion, you got Queen, I like that move. But I would say this about the Celtics being worse. I saw what they did last year. I can't bet against an organization like that again because I thought they were going to be one of the worst seasons.
And Tatum can carry him by himself.
Yeah, there's going to be an opportunity. Both of those guys want to be the man. It ain't easy when you don't have another guy. So let's see.
When they play each other,
smoke. Yeah. Yep. Must see.
Yep. Must see TV.
Easily.
What else do I have? OKC getting the DeMar I love. That's a mobile 7-3 guy. They might have their answer for Wemby, depth wise at least, because Hartenstein did. I don't care what nobody says. Hartenstein did a good job on Wemby.
Amazing job.
And now you got somebody else when Hartenstein goes out. Now, Chet, if you want to keep being a turkey, go ahead. We got a DeMar.
What are they gonna do with Sorbert?
He's not gonna play. Thomas Storber's 6'9" and a string bean. He should never been 15th pick.
Keep going. That's fine.
And he ended up at Georgetown for a reason. I don't know why Ed Cooley thought Tom Sorber was going to be the next savior of Georgetown. Sean, this might be Ed's last year at Georgetown. I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
That's number one I'm looking for. In football, I'm looking at Norvell. Well, actually, I already told you what I heard about Norvell. Norvell in Florida State. And in basketball, it's Cooley in Georgetown.
Cooley in Georgetown? Okay.
Easily. But anyways, the Spurs, I think Jaden Quaintance is going to be a way better NBA player than Terrence Reed. Everybody keeps saying Terrence. I don't really see the NBA with him. And I love Terrence Reed. That brother couldn't miss a hook shot at UConn. I don't know if he translates to the NBA. Let me find his measurables. 6'11", 265. He might, you know what? He'll be the backup big behind Wemby. And it might be a better. Oh no, that's mine. Yep. All right, 6'11" in shoes. 6'9" and 3/4 without 9'2" standing reach, 7'4" and a quarter wingspan. Standing vert's 29 and a half. Max vert's 33. I just don't think athletically he's going to cut in the NBA.
Yeah,
Jaden Quaintance, though. I think that's great next to Wemby. I think that is your Aaron Gordon without the spacing, but Wemby doesn't want to be in the lane anyway, so he can kick out to the 4 and Quaintance can play the 5. You've got your size when you're playing these big teams.
And what you just said is my problem.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. But hey,
and it makes me want San Antonio not to win the title till they realize, hey, this guy needs to play.
Yeah,
it's got like when LeBron got a post game because Dallas made sure he was a shooter. That's unlocked the Miami Heat. I feel like that's going to unlock the San Antonio Spurs once they decide, hey, Wemby, you're going to play closer. But Quaintance right next to him, they need that physicality. We all said they needed some type of size and a power forward type of position, Aaron Gordon type of style. It makes sense to do that. And I like that they saw their weaknesses. It was like, oh, we got to address that moving forward. I respect front offices like that. And Luke Cornett is not. He was a third center on the Celtics championship team.
Yeah.
So that's what tells you what he is.
Move forward with Castleton, Harper, either Vassell or Champagny, whichever one's hot that night, with Wemby and Quaintance. That's a good closing lineup for the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it still comes down to Mitch Johnson. You're going to have an offense this year.
Mitch got to go too. The the best thing that happened to them, they're going to look back is that they did not win the NBA championship against the Knicks this year. Like,
Yeah.
it was the best thing because they would have been fool's gold to come back
Yeah.
and think they win multiple titles the way they play. And having Fox as your leading man over Harper, I think you have to realize, hey, we have two guys who will be the top 10 player in the league. We got to hand the keys over to them.
Speaking of which, what was all this panic about Landry Shamet? Like, Landry Shamet's irreplaceable now?
I think the Knicks are running back. I don't know if I'm paying Mitch Robinson because whatever.
Oh,
but
he's gone.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm paying him. But Knicks fans, I don't want to be a hater. Like, I feel like Kevin Durant came off as a hater. It might be another 53 years. Enjoy this summer. Enjoy your title. And that's all I'm going to say.
Because that's the only one they're seeing.
They're not winning with this core again. They're not winning all the time. I think we're pretty sure.
And we said this before the finals on this podcast. So whoever wins, it's not repeating, and the Knicks are never going back.
Yeah, I don't see them going back to the finals. Absolutely.
So we shall see. But I'm happy for the Knicks again. Pepe Sanchez, Rick Brunson, Mark Tyndale. Happy for the guys. Glad they got their ring, but that's it. That's it. Sean, anything else?
Let's see what this offseason entails for the NBA. I would assume Rich Paul will be front and center about getting Anthony. First of all, why if I'm in Washington, I'm trading him to Golden State?
I'm getting the best deal for Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
I'm not paying him no max extension. 33, that injury history. And first of all, let's talk about Golden State. So y'all wanted LeBron, Steph, AD, and Draymond. Have AD and Draymond not gotten worse as jump shooters over the last 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
So you wanted that together with AD at the 5, which he hates playing and which leads to his injuries. Yeah, Dunleavy. Yeah, you're terrible. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, Washington, just no need to extend that, brother. Trade him and move on.
Yeah, I don't. Washington, you got AJ. You got some nice young pieces. Still mad at you for giving Trey $200 million when no one else was bidding against you. Shout out to Trey. Shout out to his agents. His agents, I gotta give him.
The Heat wanted him. The Heat wanted him.
For 212?
Not that much, but the Heat wanted him.
Imagine Trey in a Miami Heat. Oof. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. But I would have, matter of fact, he should have been calling for Ja Morant, by the way, if you want to Trey Young.
No, not the trouble Ja can get himself into. Miami.
Oh, yeah. Oof, my bad. My bad.
You got Haitians, Dominicans, Cubans, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, and black folks. No.
Yeah, that was my bad. I was thinking more of the culture.
White folks in Miami. Yeah, it's just been bad.
Yeah, no. I just thought about the culture and the ride, but I forgot completely. There's a whole place you have to live for 6 months. That people live for vacation. He shouldn't be down there. Nah, you're right. Get him in Portland. Get him away from everybody. He's on the top of the United States. If you get in trouble in Portland, I don't know what to tell you, man. Though we did have the jail blazers, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, this is a great time on the calendar. We got Wimbledon and the World Cup going right now, and the World Cup has been fire.
Been amazing.
Now go the Germans and the Netherlands last night. I've been having fun watching this World Cup. I've got real faith in the Americans. Been shouting the early exit at Wimbledon. Serena's back. Great time on the calendar, man. I just turn my TV on all day and just enjoy.
It's been amazing. The World Cup has been all we thought for. That Portugal-Colombia game the other night.
I got one for you. Austria and Algeria the other night. It looked like both teams were going to be content to tie.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of nowhere, boom, Austria with the goal. And then Algeria is like, okay, watch this and go get theirs. All in the last 5 minutes to kick Iran out of the knockout rounds. That was fun to watch.
It's been dope, and I do like that they did multiple cities, all over the North America. I thought that was dope. I think that's fire how they've been doing it, and yeah, shout out to the World Cup. It's been amazing.
Hey, in NFL, keep the natural grass in those stadiums.
Facts. I saw someone complaining about that, but they should definitely do that.
The whole NFLPA should be striking right now. We're not playing this season if we don't get natural grass.
Amen. Preach, preach, preach.
Simple. All right, well, that's all we got. We'll be back.
Oh, wait, one last thing. Prayers up to CJ. Chris Johnson.
Yeah, man.
Broke my heart to see that yesterday. Around my age, young.
That was when my generation was first getting into football. CJ 2K, Jerome Bettis, Arian Foster, Matt Forte, Fred Jackson, Darren McFadden, Maurice Jones-Drew, Ray Rice, Willis McGahee. That was the era that made my generation fall in love with football. So yeah, Chris Johnson. Hey, shout out to his wife.
Holding it down.
And shout out to CJ. He's like pretty much donated his body to science while he's still living. To like help people after him.
Yeah.
With experimental treatments and stuff for ALS. And shout out Michael Strahan. Great job handling that interview. But yeah. Hearts out to the Johnson family, the Titans community, just all of those folks to him.
Yeah. No, definitely praying for that whole family, because to even see Steve Gleason still, I saw him, he's 49, still living, but no way to live, man. That's so sad. Super duper sad to see Chris Johnson.
I mean, we saw OJ Brigant for years in Baltimore with it. It's just.
Yeah. Oh, last one other thing. Bills, you can't erase history. Not putting OJ there is
and you wait until he died.
Yeah, that's wrong.
And I'm glad Rob Parker lit into them. Somebody never won anything and never will win anything.
Yeah. So
then a damn thing happened to the city of Buffalo before OJ said.
Yeah. Regardless of what people do, and some people do some bad things or whatever, you stand on that. You can't erase history. And what he did as a football player, you cannot erase that. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Right. Respect the jury applies to everybody but this. So whatever.
Preach.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week. Be out.